Okay, so as we continue through Dragons of Autumn Twilight with chapter 6 and 7, we see a couple of new things pop in. So we've gotten out of the town, we're off and running, the adventure's begun, we've got everybody in one place. Now we're stuck in a cave after we escaped from the goblins. I think a lot of the character personalities start to come out. You start to really kind of get in their heads and see the emotion. And one of the things as a writer I try to do is bring forward that emotion or what a character is going through or how somebody comes up with a decision, not just, we're going to do this, 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 and this, right? You've got to really get in somebody's head so that people can relate to those characters. And that's one thing these authors do fantastically well is they really kind of put you inside the character's head. Whether that's a good or bad thing, hey, it's great. Some characters you don't want to be inside their head, others you really do. It's a balancing act. But we do learn a little bit more about the Blue Crystal Staff. And we jump into chapter 7 as the party's kind of traveling along. They come across, they have these little discussions of, okay, we're going to be moving down this road, but we need to send somebody ahead to scout. So we're going to not all stand together like idiots, right? We're going to kind of send somebody ahead and have people spread out a little bit. So they decide, despite the risks, to send Tasselhoff forward because nobody would suspect a Kendra traveling alone because they can be a little annoying. But they also have a tendency to just wander off and get distracted. So they have to give them a little lecture about, hey, dude, focus. So a little bit more of the backstory about Goldmoon and Riverwind starts to come out. Where did the staff really come from? Why is it there? It's all on my blog post. The other interesting thing that really I think we see is as we meet these, as they're traveling down the road, Tasselhoff comes running back and says, hey, there's danger ahead. There's these clerics. But they're kind of weird clerics, and they kind of gave Tasselhoff an eerie feeling, which is weird because Kinders have no fear. So the entire party kind of takes that to heart and says, okay, something's going on here. So, danger ahead, right? So they start to kind of figure out how to cope with that. But as they're dealing with the clerics and trying to figure out what to do, the clerics come up with the story that they're looking for a blue crystal staff that has healing powers. They have an injured member of their group in the back of this cart. Hey, can you, and all of a sudden Goldmoon hears all this. She's hiding off in the bushes, and she rushes forward to say, "Oh, I can help! I can help!" Of course, with the blue crystal staff everybody's looking for. So we don't find out what happens yet because that's in chapter 8. But in these 2 chapters, I think it really does kind of help you identify or start to find members of the group that you really do identify with. Whether that's Tasselhoff, Riverwind, Goldmoon, Caramon, Tanis, it's up to the reader to decide. I like a great many of them when I was much younger reading through the books. I identified with one, now it's another. I won't spoil it for anybody. I'll let you make your own decisions on who you like or don't. But it's a great series of books, and this is just book number 1. So we're going to keep doing this until we're done. But I hope you're reading it. If you haven't read it, I hope you pick up a copy. It's on print. It's on Kindle. It's on Audible. I don't get anything out of it, right? Because I didn't write it. I'm not part of Hasbro. I'm just a guy who loves to read this stuff. So I do hope you enjoy it.